Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today I will discuss about genetics. This is the second lesson of this topic. If you haven't watched the first lesson, then I will share the link in the description box. You can go and watch that video. So let's start the lesson. Now, we have already learned that every species has a fixed number of chromosomes. However, the characteristics of a species, including the physical appearance, body functions, behavior, they are not simply the outcome of chromosome number, but these are the result of the units called genes, which are present on the chromosomes. So basically, genes are the specific parts of the DNA segments that are present on the chromosome, and these genes determine the hereditary characteristics. Suppose this is a chromosome. Then there are certain specific parts of DNA segments which are present on the chromosome, which we consider as gene. And these genes determine hereditary characteristics. Hereditary characteristics means those characters that are transmitted from parents to offspring. Now, what is genome? Genome is the full complement of the DNA. That means, what is the meaning of full complement of the DNA? It means that it includes all the genes and the intergenic regions of an organism. Next is alleles. See, normally every gene has two alternative forms for a character, and those alternative forms produce different effects. Now, those alternative forms are called alleles. So, for a particular character, there are two alternative forms which produces different effects. Those alternative forms are called alleles. Example is tongue rolling. This is one example. Now, tongue rolling means projecting the tongue out of the mouth in the form of a tube. There are two possibilities. One can roll their tongue, another is one cannot roll their tongue. There are two alternative forms. There are two alleles basically. One allele which is responsible for rolling the tongue, and another allele which is responsible for not rolling the tongue. Right? So this is the allele. Next comes to the dominant and the recessive alleles. Out of the two alleles, one is a dominant allele and another one is the recessive allele. Now, what is the meaning of dominant allele? Dominant allele means super ruling allele. That means this allele will be expressed. This allele will always be expressed. And recessive allele is the subordinate or submissive allele. That means when a dominant allele will be present, then a recessive allele will not be expressed. But in the absence of a dominant allele, recessive allele will be expressed. Okay. So dominant allele means it's a super ruling allele. It will dominate the recessive allele, and recessive allele means it will be submissive. Okay. See, we represent dominant allele in capital letter and we represent recessive allele in small letter. For example, again if we take the example of tongue rolling, let's consider the dominant allele as R. It is written in capital letter, which actually helps in the rolling of the tongue. And the recessive allele is small r. This allele is the recessive allele, which when present in the absence of any dominant allele, then it doesn't allow to roll the tongue. Okay, so this is basically the dominant allele and the recessive allele. Now, what is genotype? Genotype is the set of genes that is present in the cell of an organism. That means this genotype is not shown from the outside, whereas phenotype is the observable characteristic. That means this is the character which is shown from outside, and this characteristic is genetically controlled. Okay. Now, here two terms are there. One is the homozygous dominant, another is the heterozygous dominant. What is homozygous dominant? Homo means same. That means here the same alleles are present, and hetero means different. Here different alleles are present. See, homozygous dominant, that means both the allele will be same and at the same time dominant. That means if we again take the example of tongue rolling, then here the homozygous dominant condition will be containing both the capital R, and heterozygous dominant condition will be one capital R and another small r, because here the two alleles present will be of different type. and that too at the same time will be dominant. Here R is present, so it will dominate the small r. That is the recessive allele. Clear? Now what will happen when both the parents are tongue rolling or the tongue rollers? Let's consider female, that means the mother, as the heterozygous tongue roller. That means one capital R and one small r. And let's consider father as the homozygous tongue roller. That means both the capital R. And we will draw a Punnett square. Okay, so as to see what will be the result of the offspring, a square is drawn, that is the Punnett square. After meiosis, this will produce one capital R and small r. After meiosis, capital R, small r. This will produce both the capital R. Now what we will do, this r will be multiplied first with this r, so capital R, capital R. Next this r will be multiplied with this r, again capital R, capital R. Next this small r will be multiplied with this r, capital R, small r. Always dominant allele will be written at the first and then will be the recessive allele. First will be the dominant allele, then will be the recessive allele. Then this small r will be multiplied with this r, again capital R, small r. So what is happening here? Here, see, this is tongue roller, both the dominant, so it's the homozygous dominant. This is also homozygous dominant, again tongue roller. This is heterozygous dominant, but due to the presence of the capital R, this is also a tongue roller. This is also heterozygous dominant. Due to the presence of the capital R, again the tongue roller. So 50% of them is homozygous dominant and 50% of them is heterozygous dominant. But all are tongue rollers. All are the tongue rollers. Clear? This is the result of the offsprings. Next is the sex-linked inheritance. See, sex-linked inheritance is the appearance of a trait which is due to the presence of an allele either on the X chromosome or on the Y chromosome. Okay, so either the trait will be due to the presence of an allele either on the X chromosome or on the Y chromosome. There are two different types of sex-linked inheritance. One is the X-linked inheritance, another one is the Y-linked inheritance. Y-linked inheritance is not in the syllabus for class 10, but I will tell you in just a little bit about Y-linked inheritance. Let's move to X-linked inheritance. X-linked inheritance means here the trait or the character will appear due to the presence of an allele in the X chromosome. Okay, as the allele is present in the X chromosome, that's why the inheritance is known as X-linked inheritance. There are two examples. One is the hemophilia, another one is the color blindness. A person, when he suffers from color blindness, then he doesn't have the normal vision. He has a problem while seeing the color. And hemophilia is a genetic disorder where when a person suffers from this, he can, here what will happen, here death also can occur. Here the blood fails to clot. Okay, and this rarely occurs in male, mostly they occurs in female. These defects, hemophilia and color blindness, they mostly occur in males and rarely they occur in females. Okay, both the thing. So let's see, in the first case what happens, let's consider there is a normal mother, XX, and the father is color blind or hemophilic. See, X naught means the X chromosome that is present in father that contains the allele of that particular defect. Okay. Now, again, to look at the offspring, a Punnett square needs to be drawn. So here is the Punnett square. These are the gametes from mother. These are the gametes from father. See, this is the case for offspring, right? So what will happen? Both the males are normal and both the females are carrier. They contain X chromosome containing that particular allele of the defect, but they are also normal. They have the normal vision, but they are heterozygous dominant. Why? Because this X chromosome is normal. Due to this X chromosome, The females also have normal vision, but they are the carrier of the defect. In the next case, what will happen? Mother will be colorblind or hemophilic. That means they will be a carrier of this particular trait. They will not be totally the defective one. They will be the carrier of that defect. And father will be totally normal. See, during the Punnett square, what will happen? These are the gametes from father, these are the gametes from mother, right? This is the case for offsprings, right? See, out of the two males, one is totally normal, and out of the two females, one is totally normal, but one female is carrier due to the presence of this particular X chromosome, but one male here is totally affected. This particular male is totally affected, okay? This is a defective one. This is a defective one. Clear? Next case, what we will see is, here the female or the mother is the carrier again, okay? And here the father is a colorblind or the hemophilic. So, this is the case. Again, draw the Punnett square. These are the gametes from father. These are the gametes from mother. And this is the case for offspring, right? Now see what happens. Out of the two males that are present, one male is absolutely normal, another male is affected, okay? And out of the two females, one female is carrier due to the presence of this particular X chromosome, and one female is affected. That means here 50% are affected and 50% are normal. 50% of the offsprings are affected and 50% of the offsprings are normal. Clear? Now comes for the Y-linked inheritance. In case of Y-linked inheritance, that means these are the defects which will occur when the allele will be present in Y chromosome. As the allele is present in Y chromosome, that's why the name is given as Y-linked inheritance, right? Two examples are there. Hypertrichosis of ears, where there is the growth of hair out of the ears, and pattern baldness, which is only present in case of male. Okay, so these are the Y-linked inheritance. Y-linked inheritance is not present in the syllabus of class 10, so I will not go in detail. This much is enough. So I think I have made myself clear, and this particular topic is clear to you all. So this is for this lesson, and I will upload the next lesson of this topic very soon. Till then, stay tuned to my channel, and if you think my videos are informative and helpful, then please like and share my videos, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching the video.